A warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. This channel is all about unconditional love and understanding and practicing unconditional love in real life. The first lesson of unconditional love is to be able to love yourself and accept yourself. Most people say self-love, 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 self-love. And instead of practicing self-love, they end up practicing vanity and self-loathing. So that's where the mistake happens and they don't get to love themselves and thus things don't work out for them. So the first and foremost thing is acceptance. If you can accept yourself, then the next things can happen. Accept yourself as who you are. Whichever type of nose you have, whichever type of skin color you have, whichever type of hair you have, whatever type of clothing you have, no matter who you are, whatever you are, you just accept it. That this is who I am and I'm okay with it. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the divine masculine who is not giving up on his true love. He refuses to give up on his true love. And for that, he is willing to do whatever it requires. For private sessions, personal readings, guidance on dream interpretation, counseling and therapies, please go through the description box first. And once you're sure, then write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. When it comes to intuitive readings, Twinflame intuitive tarot card readings, I prefer not knowing anything from you about your journey before the reading so that we can get the best and most accurate answers, okay? If any reader knows everything about your history, geography, biography, chemistry, then obviously when they do the reading, they will not do a proper reading. That's the only idea. During the reading, we'll definitely discuss your journey. Also, in therapies, you have to share different facets of your life so that we can heal the wounded inner child. And only when you heal the wounded inner child, you will get into a 5D union, and from there on, you'll get into a 3D union. You can also get my book In the Name of Love, which has 5 channel twin flame stories based on the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate. The link is given in the description box. This type of energy, the divine masculine will only portray when the feminine will do the same to herself, with herself. Normally what happens with the feminines, why do they suffer or when do they suffer, is when they totally forget about themselves and they're completely obsessed and enamored by the DM. So she cannot see his flaws, she cannot see the bad things he's doing, she cannot see the lack of love he is throwing at her or the breadcrumbs he's throwing at her. And when you do this, when any feminine does this, she creates more trouble for herself only, because now the man is living in cloud 9, and he has having so many misconceptions about himself. He builds up an ego. Now, if he is already an egotistical man, anything that the feminine will say to him, he will take it to his heart, he will create a drama out of it, he will create a big scene out of it, he will fight for no reason, and he cannot take any amount of criticism. That is a narcissistic man. Narcissistic people, they cannot take any criticism whatsoever. Now, yesterday only I was talking to a guy on Instagram. He's a very young guy and he's a social worker, and treat him like my younger brother actually, to be honest. Felt those vibes from him, so I was just talking to him about certain things, and lately his followers are increasing by the hour, by the day. So I just told him that, be careful, you're doing great work. He's actually doing very good work. I'm very impressed by his age and his amount of social work that he's doing for other people. Taking care of sick people, taking care of mentally disabled people, taking care of people who have very bad deformities, burning the corpses that no one claims. Those type of things he is doing. So I was very happy to, see his work, and I was telling him that hope you don't take, all of this doesn't get into your head. And if it was an egotistical man, this is also a test of people, he would have taken it in a negative way. But he replied and he said, no, I will definitely not let that happen. I said to him that I'm glad that you did not take it negatively, because normally all this media marketing, all this publicity, all this popularity, it can get into people's head and they can become very arrogant. And sometimes, some people are doing good work, but they do it only for publicity. So the type of work you're doing, it's really exceptional. So that's the reason why I said this to you. And he was like, of course, I totally understand, and I'm going to make sure that I don't, let it get into my head ever. I'll just do my thing and I'll just do my work. Immediately you know that this person is not egotistical. This person is not a narcissistic person. Because a narcissistic person, a narcissistic man, you tell him anything, even if it's in a joking manner, you're just joking with him or you're just pulling his leg, he will have sleepless nights over it. He will create ruckus over it. He will create tantrums over it. And he will make a face on it. He will never rectify those problems. If you tell him that there's a problem, so how do you tell such a person, if there is genuinely a problem, if there's genuinely tomorrow there's a concern, how would you be able to talk to such a man? So as a divine feminine, if you are in such a situation, then what should you do? You should just let that man be. Let him be happy in his world, in his narcissistic world, where he keeps looking at himself in the mirror and he keeps saying, oh wow, I'm so handsome, I'm so good looking. He doesn't want to do anything. He only has his genital as his biggest weapon or biggest tool. Okay? But we are talking about a genuine divine masculine. A genuine divine masculine will never give up on his love. If he knows especially that this is the woman for me and she has asked me for something, she wants me to do something for her, he will do it. Just in case there is a misunderstanding, there is a misconfusion, and she gets upset about something and she walks up to him, and again, I don't mean to say that you have to be a toxic feminine, a narcissistic feminine, a weird feminine who is just seducing her man to get things done. She's a godly woman. A godly woman doesn't play mind games. Please remember that. No mind games, no drama, no nothing, okay? Just clear, authentic truth. So from that perspective, she is upset about something, she didn't like something, and she is bold enough, she is confident enough to tell him that, look, this type of behavior, this type of relationship pattern doesn't work with me, please. You please fix it, or you please don't connect with me for some time, please take a break or whatever. If you, just in case you disagree with me, you can take a break, you can think about it. Maybe I am wrong, maybe you are not wrong, I am wrong. So let's take some time off. In this channeling, the energy is such that there has been some kind of give and take of situation where the feminine felt that the masculine didn't do certain things, and the masculine feels that she is overreacting or she is the one who's overthinking about the whole thing. Okay, so here this is not a no contact situation. This is not a situation where you have never seen the person and the person is somewhere in your imagination. No, these two people are talking to each other, they take care of each other, they are nice to each other. But in harmonization it happens. In the stage of harmonization, sometimes all of these situations appear, because the feminine is also harmonizing with her own energies, and that will be reflected in the outside reality. So while this harmonization phase is going on, they are both trying to understand each other, but they don't want to give up on the love. So if you are a runner divine feminine, as in even feminines are runners and chasers, this is not a big deal. Running is a masculine trait, chasing is a feminine trait. This is how they say it, okay? Sometimes the roles can reverse and the female can have the masculine energy because she needs to fix her mother or the ancestral template. Okay, the template that needs healing, it needs healing in both areas, in the masculine energies as well as feminine energies. So she is also not going to run away. No, she's not going to block him, she's not going to stop talking to him, or she's not going to she will just be normal, like, okay, I have already told you that I don't like this, you can't fix it, then I'm not going to be chatty with you all the time, or I'm not going to be doing because I don't feel like, I'm not in the mood to do it. Okay, and the man on the other hand also, he will also not pressurize her or he will also not create a ruckus about it. He will also be quiet and silent. He will appreciate, yeah, at least she is not creating fights with me, or she's not blocking me, or she's not deleting me from everywhere. These are all immature things that people do. If you are still stuck in this pattern, it means even you need to surrender that aspect of you where you entertain all this. If people block you for no reason, say you are in love with someone, somebody tells you 100 times, I love you, I miss you, you are very important for me, and you have one fight and this person blocks you and goes in limbo, doesn't even want to talk to you. You call them up constantly 5 times, 10 times. They just keep shouting at you for no reason, and they go like, yeah, you don't care for me. They don't want to clear the misunderstanding. So wherever there is ego problem, the other person, they will never clear the misunderstanding. What is a misunderstanding after all? Misunderstanding means that somebody misunderstood your gesture or your words. If you are willing to talk it out with them, and if you're willing to tell them that, look, this is not the case, please don't misunderstand me, I love you and I'll always love you, and maybe this is a part of my nature, so next time also if by mistake I do it, please don't take it in the sense that I don't love you or I don't care for you. Okay, so in this case the divine masculine and feminine have evolved, they have reformed enough now that they don't do these childish things like blocking each other or fighting it out and not clearing, not even accepting a justification or an explanation. If somebody cares for you, only then they will give you justifications. Okay, the next step is that it should not always only be justification. After the justification there has to be rectification, right? So if there is no rectification, the behavior is still the same, they are still doing the same things, they are also doing the same things because you are also doing the same things. You're also acting in the same way. If you're codependent on them, they will show the same thing in their behavior also. Okay? So here the masculine is not willing to give up on his lady love or his true love. He is thinking hard and he is figuring out ways how to rectify his behavior and what to do that will really make her believe without being greedy, without being selfish, without being in that give and take in the barter system. Any man who is in a barter system, he is not the man worth your time. Please remember that. If a man constantly tries to do this, like in the media industry we see this a lot. There is a model, she goes to the casting director feels if she pleases me, I will give her the role. These are all cheap people with cheap mentality. They don't know how to love, they don't know how to care for anyone, That's why in the end they are left with nothing. All they get is the barter, the deal they do with each other, that's it. The business is over because those things will get over sooner or later, right? The masculine here has seen the world quite a lot. He is not an immature person, but he has a lot of problems in terms of taking complete responsibility, because taking complete responsibility also means giving complete commitment to someone. So he is scared of commitment because he is scared of being rejected or being laughed at by others. So what if this relationship doesn't work out for me, or what if I put in my efforts into it and I don't get the result? He's still living in that mentality, so he's not giving his 100%. Even in friendship, you need to give your 100% to your friend. If you're constantly thinking, what am I going to get in return? You're not a friend, you're a businessman or a businesswoman. So it would be better you do only business with such people. With such type of people, do only business. Now, he does not want to do business with his feminine. He wants to take care of her for real. So the energy is such that he's rectifying his behavior, and he will soon come up with something. But at the same time, the feminine also has to stop being codependent. No codependency whatsoever. Just do your own thing. Just be independent. If he is not doing it, doesn't mean you can't do it on your own. You can also, you want a glass of water, it's on the table. You tell your masculine, please give me the glass of water. He says, no, I can't give it to you. I can't get up. My legs are paining, or whatever reason he gives. You say, okay, fine. You get up and you take your glass of water and you drink it. Simple. Because the energy of codependency is such an energy that it will always create other people to treat you badly. So most of the times when you feel that you're masculine or you have somebody in your life, they are not doing anything for you. As such, it is because you have way too much expectations and you are dependent on them to make you happy. When you release that codependent energy, automatically you won't first of all need them to do anything as such, and wherever it is required for them to do something, they will do it. So the masculine in this channeling, he is not going to give up on his lady love. He does not want to. He is going to work on himself. He is going to figure it out and he will get back to her as a reformed person with rectifications. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.